Guys, welcome to the Empowered You Project. If you're jumping on, my name is Vicky Lord and we go live in here every Monday at 11 a.m. with some golden life tips. So if you're jumping on, please say hello and let me know that you're watching. And if this audio is coming through loud and clear, could you let me know that as well? Last time I did one, it was a bit crackly, so I'm hoping not to have that this time. So I've got 3 tips today, because this group is all about having a life fulfilled, and sometimes a life fulfilled, we've got to go deep within and we've got to heal past hurts and we've got to plan for our future, and sometimes a fulfilled life takes a lot of work. So the whole point of these lives is to give you tips so that you can make progress forward. So today my first number 1 tip for you is to teach your mind positive self-talk and your inner being. So I'm going to use a few examples right now. So one example is we'll use overeating for the first one. So if someone's struggling with the fact that they emotionally eat, so that can be like they're frustrated, life's not going how they want, they're depressed, or they're going through some kind of trauma, and food is what they're using to hide the pain of real life, and the real life is the frustration and it's these feelings of sadness. But to hide that and make them feelings more manageable, sometimes people turn to overeating, or they turn to violence, or they turn to alcohol, or they turn to substance abuse, and or just substance in itself. So we've got to be aware that this act of trying to help ourselves is actually disguising and taking away the real life feeling of what we're going through. And so when we're in the roller coaster of overeating or doing something that's not good for our body, it separates the mind and body connection, because our body is actually a very smart and in tune piece of being. We can hear its intelligence if we listen to it, and the intuition as well. But what happens over time is constantly having the unhealthy foods in our body, we lose the sync between the mind and the body connection. So that's just one of the results of putting in our body what's not the best for us. So what we want to do, what happens normally when we're overeating, or we're taking substances, or we're losing our temper, we're getting angry at the neighbour, whatever's happening, that's we tend to come out the other side of it. So then when we go to bed that night, we're like, oh gosh, I wish I didn't get angry, or I wish I didn't eat the whole cake, or I wish that I didn't drive and spend my money at the drive-through. All of these things, we can end up beating ourselves up, and beating yourself up is a form of self-talk. It's a form of punishing yourself for doing something wrong, and this is what we want to change, is the self-talk. So if you do have a binge, or you do something that you're not really happy with yourself, catch that self-talk of the self-hate, of the Vicky, you shouldn't have done that. Catch that. That's what we want to change. And I want to change the beating of yourself up, because you're worthy of love, and you're this amazing being. So the first thing is, because we are on a roller coaster, is want to get off the roller coaster of beating yourself up and wishing that you'd change things, because all of them little words is lower self-talk. So that's number 1, is catch your words. And if you need to, you can get a pen and you can write down the thoughts. So you have a thoughts diary, you can just use one of these, and you're just going to write it down. Oh, I had the thought that I hate myself today, and be aware of it. And then you can just let it go and choose a different thought. I noticed that thought, that I was beating myself up for feeling so bad. I choose to let that thought go, and I'm going to change it. And what will happen is, over time, as you monitor your thoughts and you decide consciously to not beat yourself up anymore, and you decide consciously that you're going to change your self-talk, over time the self-talk will change. And then your feeling will change as well, and feeling is the secret. So we want to have an amazing feeling, and this is where tip number 2 comes in. It's called the 2 mm shift. And so if you look at my shoulders, I can do this thing where I'm hunching, and that is that's not good for anybody's self-esteem. So what we want to do is we want to raise our shoulders back. That's called 2 mm. So it's just a little tiny shift. We'll raise ourselves up, roll our shoulders, and feel good. So that little bit of elevation there, 2 little millimeters, creates a whole new world for you. So tip number 1 is catch yourself when you have the self-talk of beating yourself up. Tip number 2 is create that 2 mm shift. A walk feels great as well, going outside and reaching your arms to the sky, and creating that little bit of feeling good in your body. So now you've got 2 tips to feel good. You've stopped the anger at yourself, and you've realized, yeah, I'm human, I fall off the wagon at times, and I'm not going to beat myself up for it. And then you've got your body shift. And tip number 3 is to create a life picture for yourself. You know, start to dream and use your imagination. The imagination is one tool that is so underutilized, and if you can live the big life, dream the big life, it's this wonderful world of imagination. There's Walt Disney, and he had this dream of imagination that families all over the world would come and experience the magic of believing. It's what Walt Disney is known for, is like, believe, use your imagination. And this man created a phenomenal world for children to go to Disneyland. They go all over the place to Disneyland. And I went there and I saw Mickey Mouse out on the ocean, and he was huge, and all these firecrackers were going off, and Mickey Mouse was saying, believe and use your imagination. And I'm like, so many people don't. We're stuck in the day-to-day mundane, but imagination is a superpower that's so underutilized. It is a God-given gift, and once you tap into your imagination and you see the possibility for yourself, that's where you really start to dream, and you start to get these desires that you never knew you had before. So exciting for you. So take a picture of your life. Where do you want to go? Who do you want to be? And what outcomes do you want to have? And start to dream. And you know, one of the things that I do is I put my headphones on and I feel it in my room while I'm imagining all these wonders of the world. And it is great to escape reality and go into imagination. And then when you're talking to people, they'll be like, why are you so excited? It's like, the imagination, man, it's out there. And so the other key is, with imagination, if you want to turn it into a reality, there's the action step is the superpower. So to turn it into a reality, take one small step or take a big step, whatever you want to take into turning your dream into a reality. You've totally got this. And so I hope that helps you today. The 3 tips are: don't beat yourself up, because that is negative self-talk, and do your 2 mm shift, roll your shoulders back and feel great in yourself. And then take a picture of your life and imagine where you're going and take an action step. So I have a card to finish off with you for today to let you know that you are so special. And the card says, I'm worth loving. And you are worth loving, and you're worthy of all your hopes and dreams coming into fulfillment. So your card today says, I do not have to earn love. I'm just going to add in there that you already are love. You may be just a bit disconnected from it, or you may already know it, but you are love. You've come from love and you'll go back to love. So I am lovable because I exist. Perfect. Others reflect the love I have for myself. So remember that you are worth loving and you are love, and all of your imagination can come about with action steps. So if you found this useful, let me know, and have an amazing